And while they were there, the time came for the baby to be born. And she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger, because there was no guest room available for them. And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all people. Today, in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord. And this will be a sign to you. You will find a baby wrapped in cloths and lying in a manger." During this season as a church, we have been experiencing Advent together. And I think all the way back to the beginning of December. And the verses that we read that very first week found in Isaiah chapter 9 in verse 2, where it says, "The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in the land of deep darkness, a light has dawned." And as we read a moment ago, this is the light that Isaiah foretold. And so all throughout this Advent season, it has been about anticipation and preparation. Anticipation being found in the fulfillment of the promise that God gave, that he would send his son, that a Savior would be born. The preparation that hopefully we have been taking the time to do inside of our own hearts as we have reflected on what it means to discover hope, what it means to experience peace, what it means to embrace joy, and what it means to know that there's a God who loves. And so, I don't know what your household is like inside of this moment, but here's what I know. I'm recording this while my kids are in school, primarily because I knew that if we were to try to record while they were home, it probably would be just a little bit more chaotic. And it's exactly why we have spent time pausing and reflecting in the midst of this Advent season. Because so often, in the midst of the chaos, in the midst of the busyness that is found not just in our lives, but especially during this Christmas season, it can be so easy for us to forget the meaning of this season. And so this morning, I just want to remind you, and I want to remind us, that this light has dawned. That today we celebrate the birth of our Savior, our Messiah, the one who is Christ the Lord. And so I hope that you have a wonderful next couple of days, spending time eating food with family and friends, opening up phenomenal and fantastic gifts. But in the midst of everything else, you find a moment to pause, that you bring your family and friends together. And even if it's just for a moment, that we are reminded that our Messiah, our King, that Jesus has been born. And here's what I love, that he's accessible to all of us. That he was born in the most humble and lowly of circumstances. That he came to show us love. That he came to die for us. And so this morning we celebrate that. And so my hope and my prayer is that we take time over the next couple of days and be reminded of the hope, of the peace, of the joy, and of the love that we discover in this Advent season. And so from my family to yours, I hope that you have an absolutely wonderful and Merry Christmas. And we can't wait to continue to celebrate together. We can't wait in 2024 to continue to fall more in love with Jesus every day.